I was born and raised in East Cleveland, Ohio, which it was a mixed community racially and working class when I grew up. Right now it's more of a, and I still reside there, it's a black community in the inner city. My dad was one of 15. So I would say a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of love, a lot of community support. We had like street clubs back then. School was not just where you went to learn, but it actually offered a lot of support even on the weekends and after school programs, PTA functions. People were truly involved. So I was blessed to have a lot of support from the community and growing up. I was inspired, I think, just by growing up by the various people in my life, like my parents and just even my neighbors, like just regular people, so it weren't like superstars, like people think about the history of the books, because community was such a thing. I remember like my grandparents would like house people and feed them until they were like on their feet, and they were from different communities, from different states. So I think I just grew up like giving that support so people could thrive. Like even me, like I have failed several times in my life, in college even, but because of my sense of like community and my support system, I was allowed to get back up on my feet and to succeed to do what I do today. Had I not had that community, I don't know where I would be. I went to the Cleveland Clinic, I started, and I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me and are being serviced by myself or other practitioners, psychiatrists, nurse practitioners, or therapists. So I felt that was devastating. It's like people, too many were out here. I see them directly being hopeless, helpless. I see the lack of self-worth and self-value. And I saw the numbers, when you look at statistics, going up. Death by gun violence, death by suicide. So I'm like, something has to be done to draw more people in that looks like me. And it was like shocking that people from like the next territory over, like Collinwood or Glenville, they didn't feel that they belonged like in East Cleveland. Like that's not my neighborhood, even though they're literally connected. So that is what made me reach out, to apply for the Catalyst grant. And I was shocked, so it's a $100,000 grant. I was able to get $73,000, and I was shocked. When I saw it and then they had a little sprinkle stuff like going over, I was like, oh my God, is that real? And then I screamed. And after I screamed, I shared it with everyone. I was like, okay, now we got to get busy. Now we have to make a plan. So we try to do structured tours where people can have more access to come in and just tour the facilities. But then it was still a distrust, so I represent, even though I'm from the community and I'm Black, I still represent an entity. So I was like, you know what? Let me throw off these work clothes. Let me just throw my jeans on, my t-shirts, and just go where I have to go. So I started going into the schools and talking with youth, started going into the barber shops, going to barber colleges, and that took everything to a whole different level. So I used to say the barbershop was like, they call it the Black Country Club, and people kind of they just unload with their barbers, right? Their anxieties, their stressors, and all kinds of things, more than what they even need to hear sometimes. So we're like, we're gonna give you the tools to help deal with this. As we were doing that though, the barber students themselves were unloading to us some of their issues and stressors. So we're like, well, we need to work with them first. So one of the things we ended up doing was getting them certified. We brought in Miss Prude, Yolanda Prude, and she is from Case, and she did over 100 certifications for mental health first aid certification. So we did do Beyond the Cut for the barber portion of it, and it is a program that gives you the tools to recognize people when they're going through depression or anxiety. Maybe the risk for suicide is there. You don't take a place of the professional, but you give them the tools to respond appropriately. You learn how to give them resources and to redirect them, to let them learn about 988. So it has been shown to save lives. I wanted people from the community to be a part of this, so I ended up getting a couple of community ambassadors one was a barber student from LaBarberia, and one was the actual barber who Scarver is his name, and one that was Cody Wilson. And he was even going out trying to rally other barbers, other barber colleges to work with us. And I think I love that commitment, because it made him feel like he belonged. So building that rapport and building those relationships over time, it's like that built a sense of trust and a sense of community. So I'm learning that connectedness is very, very important, and people want to. They just don't always know how.